Coming up on the Uplift, a couple is dedicating their work to giving back. Find out how one local business is going the extra mile. Then, a life-changing gift for a man who serves. Why the veteran said that the new ride will give him everything he needs. And a brotherhood like this never dies. We're going to tell you about a project that one group of veterans is bringing to life and to the water. Welcome to the Uplift. In our new digital series, we are going to be sharing some of our favorite stories that we are sure will put a smile on your face. That's our goal, to lift your spirits for at least the next 30 minutes and hopefully for much longer. I'm Susan Elizabeth Littlefield. Thank you so much for being with us. We want to start today's show by highlighting a business that has made it its mission to uplift its community. Boba Tonka Bubble Tea is a family-owned business in Minnetonka. It opened during the pandemic out of the couple's love for tea and each other.
Like most small businesses, a moment of insanity kind of says.
It's more like a joke. I'm an avid tea drinker, right? And I keep having to drive from Minnetonka to the Minneapolis or St. Paul to get my tea. And I've been doing it for years. And then one day he just teased me and said, "Why don't I just open up a bubble tea shop for you?" And I was like, "Why don't you?" And next thing you know, we put a business plan together. We went to the bank. And here we are.
Since opening in September 2020, the Hyles have made it their mission to give back in a big way, and they are doing just that through the Roundup program. With every purchase, customers are asked if they would like to round up to the nearest dollar. Those funds are then combined with tips and additional company contribution and given to one local charity each month through some friendly competition. Customers get to choose between two featured charities to donate their Roundup money to. At the end of each month, the charity with the most votes receives the funds, but the best part is that there really is no loser in this. Not only does the other charity gain exposure, but it's also eligible for continuous quarterly consolation rounds until they do finally win. It's a fun, community-driven way to give back, which has been the goal since day one.
When we started to open this business, we definitely wanted to make that the foundation of our business. And so as we were thinking of what are the things we can do to help engage the community, but also return to support activities in our community, because we found that, yeah, there's a lot of, statewide, regional, or national charities that a lot of these larger companies are giving to, and that's great, but who's taking care of that charity next door? So instead of just rounding up for one charity, we now bring in two charities to say, all right, can we go ahead and give exposure? So even if they don't win, they're getting exposure, they're in the community, and others can support them when they wish.
$13.92, would you like to round up 8 cents for charity?
Yes, for sure.
Previous winners include Minnetonka High School, Cultural Fair, Blair's Tree of Hope, Hunger Solutions Minnesota, and the Believe Foundation. For Rodney, it's just a chance to give back to a community that's not too far from where he grew up in Roseville. And for Tucson, it means giving back to the place where she found a new home. Since immigrating here from Vietnam in 1982, she says that she is always working to show her gratitude.
Sounds good. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. This country has helped me and my family so much that, charity work and giving back has always been in our DNA. It is something very important to us at our core, and it's from day one of even our soft opening. All the tip, our employees, we putting it all to charity, and little by little, we'll get there. And right now, I think our goal, we were thinking of 25,000, but we kid ourselves and say, when can we hit 50? Oh my God, that's a celebration point. So looking forward to it.
In less than 2 years since they opened, Boba Tonka Bubble Tea has raised nearly $20,000 and given back to 22 charities, and they don't plan on slowing down. If you would like to be one of the featured charities, we've got information on our website, WCCO.com. Now to Wisconsin, where a veteran who is paralyzed is able to get around much easier thanks to a generous donation.
We want you to have this.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we do.
Holy frick.
And take a look at this special moment that this U.S. Army veteran, Irvin Mulkey, found out he was getting a brand new action track chair. The Wisconsin chapter of Paralyzed Veterans of America received the track chair from property law specialists. It will help ensure Mulkey has the accessibility to participate in adaptive sports, hunting, fishing, and other outdoor activities. But it means so much more than that to this very grateful veteran.
What this chair is going to do for me is, wow. I mean, I'm going to be able to go more places with my son. You know, it's going to give me even that much more freedom than I've strived very hard to get, and not just stay sitting on a couch.
Mulkey credits Adaptive Sports and PVA for keeping him alive after struggling with the aftermath of being paralyzed. We hope this brings him the extra motivation to never stop pushing forward. There are few things more sacred than the camaraderie amongst service members and veterans, and that holds especially true for submarine veterans who can spend months together underwater and in tight quarters. WCCO's John Lauritsen shows us how a group of Navy veterans built a submarine of their own to honor their brotherhood.
We would go underwater and stay under for 2.5 months. 10 weeks we would never come up.
It's a band of brothers that develops well below the surface of the sea.
A lot of people say, how could you stand that claustrophobic feeling? And it wasn't bad. It was good duty. I would do it again.
SS-216, 70 lost.
There's honor, pride, and a lot of good-natured ribbing. John Barnes was on a diesel boat submarine during Vietnam.
Roughing it a lot more than the palaces the other boys would be on.
When Barnes and his fellow Navy veterans left active duty, they realized they missed it. So he got the idea to build a submarine of his own, one that would be more effective on land than sea.
It took me 6 months. It was quite an ordeal because my garage isn't that big.
Barnes built a much smaller version of the USS Minneapolis St. Paul out of plywood, fence nails, and glue. It was used in parades. The only problem was, people thought it was something else.
I went to visit my wife at the golf course, and somebody saw me driving in, and they ran inside the clubhouse. Somebody's coming in with a bomb.
It was like that for a while, until Barnes and his fellow veterans got a donation to build a new sub.
Kind of the details there.
That's when they teamed up with Minifax, a 3D printing company in Minneapolis.
It's a lot of work, but it's really fun too.
Todd Hazelhorst and his crew accepted this mission by learning everything they could about submarines.
Sometimes we said that pizza, it's what fuels our company because we're always here late hours and stuff.
And they worked around the clock on this. Beginning in January, they built a section at a time. For this sub, it's epoxy acrylic panels, and the decks are laser cut. One part of the sub took an entire day to print.
It's going to be pretty big and pretty nice looking.
When Barnes and his fellow veterans checked in on the progress, they were awestruck.
We come up here and we're like kids in a candy store.
What's your reaction when you look at this one?
Oh, this is very impressive. Very impressive. The detail is just out of sight.
When the new sub left port this spring, there was no doubt what people were seeing. Now parades have a little different feel.
People rise and they put their hand over their heart.
By the reaction of Barnes and his crew, you can tell it's mission accomplished.
This is just beautiful. I thought mine was awesome for what I'm capable of doing, but these guys have really gone overboard.
Once you become a submarine sailor, you're a submarine sailor for life. And that camaraderie that we have with our group, what John mentioned, it's there all the time.
In Minneapolis, John Lauritsen, WCCO 4 News.
When we come back, a place giving some very special kids a chance to live carefree. We're going to tell you why breaking away turned out to be exactly what they needed.